What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another transfer live stream today. The headline maker is Mr. Mesut Ozil, Arsenal's number 10, Arsene Wenger's man. He's better than Zidane. You know how the song goes. Mesut Ozil could be on his way out of Arsenal. A lot of stories circulating, linking him, number one, with a move to Fenerbahce in Turkey, a rumour that seems to have been confirmed by a lot of people in Turkey. Although people still aren't totally sure whether the source is 100% true or not, but there's definitely something in it. And of course, he's been linked to DC United in the MLS, Wayne Rooney's former team. They've been chasing him for a little while now. Apparently, they've made him a very good offer. But all the rumours are that Mesut Ozil is probably more interested in the move to Fenerbahce. Now, big up everyone in the chat. Let me know your thoughts. As I've said, as I've put out as the topic of discussion, is Mesut Ozil an Arsenal legend or is he overrated? How do you feel about Mesut Ozil's time at the football club? He divides opinion. He's got a huge fan base, massive following on social media. A lot of the younger generation of Arsenal fans, you know, who communicate on air and stuff, they say that Mesut Ozil is one of their favourite players to have played for Arsenal, along with maybe Alexis Sanchez. You know, in that new generation, he is one of our biggest players. Me, I'm a little bit older. I feel like I've seen players who were far better than him at Arsenal, although there is no doubt in Mesut Ozil's talent is one thing for certain, that he is, you know, he was a fantastic player. Big up World Order in the chat said, so does that mean we haven't had a legend since Henry, Fabregas, Van Persie? Well, this is the question that I want to pose to you guys. You know, who are legends? Is Mesut Ozil a legend? For me, he's not. For me, he's not. I would say he didn't do enough. I think he faded. If I was to describe Mesut Ozil, right, I would describe him kind of similar. He's like the footballing version of Arsene Wenger, you know, in the sense that I feel like, you know, you were amazing when you first came to the club, although obviously Wenger went on to achieve, you know, great things at Arsenal. Ozil never achieved greatness, but he was a great player, and I kind of feel like he ruined his time by staying at the football club too long. Now, it's funny because people will be like, it's very contradictory to say that, because we've had a lot of players who we were desperate to keep at the club who left when we needed them most. And, you know, Mesut Ozil did stay at a time when we were falling apart, let's be honest. You know, we lost Alexis Sanchez in that January transfer window. Mesut Ozil signed the new contract at a time when we probably did need to keep him. Let's be honest. We probably did need to keep Mesut Ozil at that time. But it hasn't worked out since. And I think that's a lot of people's worry with this Aubameyang situation as well. I just want to quickly, before I get into your comments, I just want to look at this just to add a bit of context to this whole Mesut Ozil situation. Big up ZRAFC, very great account to follow on Twitter, knows all his stuff. Mesut Ozil's agent has spoken today to ESPN. These are official quotes. He said, he might stay at Arsenal until the summer, but he might go. Mesut's priority is to stay, but you never know in football. Things can change very fast. For the moment, we are just checking all the options for January and the summer. And then he goes on to say, if we want to leave in January, I need to talk to Arsenal. If we sign for the summer, we don't need to. That's the situation. In the next 7 to 10 days, it will be a little clearer. Arsenal confirmed to ESPN that they were not actively involved in discussions with any club. Now, a couple of things I want to say around that comment. Why? This is the first question I just want answering. Anybody out there? Mesut's priority is to stay. Now, why does he want to stay? I can understand when he's involved and, you know, in and out the team, he's still playing football. Even if he was playing Europa League, I would get it. He has not kicked a ball for Arsenal all season. All season, he hasn't even been picked for the under-23s when Socrates and players on the fringes, Saliba and Chambers, were getting picked. He has not kicked a competitive ball all season. He also missed the back end of last season. Where is your hunger to play football? Now, listen, some people say to me, why should he leave? He signed the contract. Why should he go? I get that. I'm not even disputing that he should give up the money. He should turn around to Arsenal and say, if you want me to go, pay me up. If you want me to go elsewhere, I go on loan. Maybe the club I go on loan on pays 50% and Arsenal pays 50%. I need to make sure I'm not going to lose out on my money. But where is his hunger and desire to play football? This is why, for me, Mesut Ozil is not a legend of Arsenal. Not even close, in my opinion. Is he a great player? Of course he is. He's one of the best number 10s of the modern generation. When we signed him from Real Madrid, he was arguably I say, the best number 10 in the world. You could have had a debate, maybe him, David Silva, one or two others. Great player, super talented. More than thankful that he came to Arsenal. He came to us at a time when we desperately needed a big name through the door, right? We needed Mesut Ozil probably to get Alexis Sanchez. You know, Sanchez probably looked and thought, well, they got Ozil, they got Wenger as manager, they're building something, I'll go there. But where is this guy's hunger to play football? You know, Alexis Sanchez went to Man United. We couldn't stand him for that. He sold us out. You know, when he was going Man City, I understood. Arsenal weren't moving. City wanted you. Pep wanted you. Cool. He went Man United. Within a year, it didn't work. He was saying openly, I need to go and play football. I need to play. Went to Inter Milan on loan, then got the deal done. Man United paid him up £7.5 million. Mesut Ozil has no determination to kick a ball. He is more than happy to just sit on the bench. Not even on the bench, sorry, just sit in the stands and collect and just collect the wage. No interest in playing football whatsoever, Mesut Ozil. So I find those quotes interesting. Now, just to give a little bit of a background into the potential deals, Fenerbahce apparently have offered a 6-month loan where they pay the majority, not all of Mesut Ozil's wages, with a 3-year contract being agreed for the summer where he would join them on a free transfer on a permanent deal. Why would that not appeal to Mesut Ozil? You know, is that not a no-brainer? You know, you're going to sign for the club on a permanent. You can go there now for 6 months, get acclimatized, play in the league and play, kick the ball. You're at Arsenal training, just doing work experience, basically. Not kicking a ball. What? I don't get it. Does he love London that much? Like, I don't know. Forgive me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking as a football fan and I need to add a little more balance to it. I've played the game professionally, nowhere near at his level. For me, my number one priority was to play football. I had to try and play football. His wages are a lot different. I get it. No one's saying leave the club and go and get 100 grand a week when you're on 350 grand here. Nobody expects that. But if you can go on loan and they're going to pay 200 grand a week and Arsenal will pay the remaining 150, then what's the problem? You know, what is the problem, Mesut Ozil? I don't get it. Is he a legend? Let me know in your opinion. Noel said, don't ruin the word legend on Ozil. He's nowhere near legends. Bergkamp, Henry, Vieira, these are legends. Even Ramsey, Giroud, Cazorla are all ahead of Ozil. I think there's a debate to be had about the bottom 3 players. You know, Bergkamp, Henry, Vieira, not even close. I think Ramsey, Giroud, Cazorla, Ozil. You know, I don't think there's much between them, really. Cazorla was a fantastic player. He didn't perform at a high level for long enough for Arsenal. You know, he changed position. He had injuries. He left at the end. It didn't really work out for him. But Mesut is just... It's a strange one. It is a real strange situation when it comes to Mesut Ozil. The guy seems to have no interest in playing football, and I really don't understand it. And Saeed said Arsenal earned a great deal of money and fame all over the world from Ozil being in the club. Most popular player and final world champion in Arsenal's history. How do I take that comment? Arsenal earned a great deal of money and fame. I mean, were Arsenal unknown before Mesut Ozil came? You know, we'd had Thierry Henry. He's a far bigger player than Mesut Ozil. World Cup winner, Champions League winner, Patrick Vieira. We did exist before Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil, of course he brought fame and shirt sales, but we helped him. I would argue at Real Madrid, you was not the top dog. You weren't even maybe top 3 at Real Madrid. Ramos, Ronaldo, and people like that. Benzema. Obviously, Bale went there when he was leaving. I think Mesut Ozil, I always look at it like this, right? Did Mesut Ozil stay at Arsenal out of loyalty for the football club? I love this club so much. I owe them, my time here. Or was it a case of, do you know what? No one big really wants to sign me, I'm comfortable in London. All the rumours I heard, and I'm not going to pretend to be some ITK. I know everything what's going off inside Arsenal because I definitely don't. But everything I heard was the club wanted to give Alexis Sanchez 350 grand a week to stay at the club. All right, they basically gave Ozil Sanchez's contract. What I heard, they were going to give Sanchez 350. They were then going to negotiate with Mesut Ozil to see how much it would cost to keep him afterwards. When Sanchez made it clear, I'm leaving, the club said, give that 350 to Ozil. And then we got the swap deal for Alexis Sanchez for Mkhitaryan, which obviously didn't work out. So on one hand, we know that clubs were banging on the door for Alexis Sanchez. PSG were interested, Bayern Munich were interested, Man City wanted him, Man United wanted him. I didn't hear about too much interest for Mesut Ozil at that time. There were 1 or 2 rumours that there was a loan offer from PSG. We were never going to loan him out. So, listen, I think Mesut Ozil, we have to really put that whole situation into context when we talk about him as a legend. For me, I think Mesut Ozil, if you're talking about natural talent, unbelievable footballer, I think he is very, very overrated. Towards the end, I think someone put in the comments there, forgive me, the comments are getting stuck again on here. I think he's a cult hero. I think that's the way I would probably describe him. I think a fantastic football player, mega talented. Did we ever see Mesut Ozil Real Madrid at Arsenal? I think that we saw spells of it. I think you can blame certain players around him at times. I look at Mesut Ozil like this. There are certain footballers in world football. They have to play for the elite. They have to perform at the top level. And I kind of view Mesut Ozil like that. If Mesut Ozil was in Pep's Man City team of the past 4 or 5 years, I think we'd be absolutely raving about Mesut Ozil. But having Mesut Ozil in a dysfunctional Arsenal team, with midfielders around him who are not on the same wavelength as him, with a striker in Giroud that kind of feeds off crosses and, went 15 games without scoring. We had wingers like Theo Walcott who, very quick but very unintelligent, So, listen, he probably needed better players around him for him to thrive. But I just don't think he can be considered a legend of Arsenal. People talk about his 19 assist season at Arsenal. Kevin De Bruyne, didn't he level that last season? For me, these players are going beyond what Mesut Ozil's done. Mesut Ozil, looking at the stats here, has only had 1 season that he's hit double figures in terms of assists in the Premier League, which was that season. And 1 season in the Premier League of goals as well, double figures. So for me, in fact, no, he hasn't even got 1 season of double figures. So 8 goals is his highest in the league. Obviously, the 19 assists in the Prem. The following season was 9, then 8, then 2, then 2. Obviously, those 2 seasons, he wasn't playing consistently. Mesut Ozil, for me, can't be considered a legend. I would go as far as to say, I consider players like, I got to be careful how I say this because this could get a big backlash. But, he's not. You would even have an argument if Cesc Fabregas is a legend. I would say Cesc Fabregas is one of the best centre midfielders I've ever seen at Arsenal, especially as a ball player. And he produced for years and years and years, from the age of 16 till his mid-20s when he left. So, yeah, Cesc Fabregas is a far better player than Mesut Ozil in terms of what he produced at Arsenal. Clubs were banging on the door. They were desperate to get him. I didn't see that with Ozil, you know. So although, yeah, Ozil worked for us, I think we worked for him as well. I think he's been very comfortable here, you know, especially under Arsene Wenger. He was chilling, man. He knew he was onto a good thing. He became undroppable at one stage, and I think the whole situation became quite unhealthy at one stage with Ozil, you know. And then, but yeah, as I say, I think Cesc Fabregas was miles better. You know, I know I'm having to read your comments off my phone. Apologies, man. They've got stuck on StreamYard again. This has happened the last few days. Some of you saying there, you know, we won nothing major with Fabregas. I mean, you can't carry a team by yourself. It just doesn't work like that, you know. Fabregas was way better than Mesut Ozil, in my opinion, you know. Alexis Sanchez, you know, that's what you call one of the best players. Carly Leo said, bro, what about Alexis Sanchez? Where do you rate him? Listen, I think Sanchez is one of, if not, honestly, for me, I'm not sure there's been a better winger at Arsenal in the last 20 years. I would go as far as that. The only one I say that's close to him is Robert Pires. And I think individually, I don't know what you guys think about this. You might go mad in the comments. I think Sanchez could be the best winger we've had at Arsenal in the whole Wenger, that whole era. I think he's probably, you could argue that Robert Pires, you know, more successful team, but I think Alexis was actually better than Robert Pires. This will cause debate, I'm sure. I think Robert Pires benefited from that great team, obviously. But I would put Sanchez over him. You got to look at the numbers. Look at the numbers he was producing. Man scored over 20 goals for Arsenal. He carried a bang average Arsenal team on his back. He won us game after game. Robert Pires knew, I don't have to produce every week. Thierry's going to win the game. You know, Freddie Ljungberg will pop up. Dennis Bergkamp will bend one in the top corner. Robert Pires had Ashley Cole behind him. Probably the best left back we've ever seen in the Premier League. Who did Alexis Sanchez have behind him? Nacho Monreal. I had this argument with Robbie before about Pires. I think Alexis is the best winger that we've had in the last 20 to maybe 25 years. You could say Pires was better because of what he won. Ashton Oliver said Mark Overmars better than Alexis. Not for me. Not for me. Overmars was electric. But I think Sanchez was better than him. He was a match winner, could play up front, could play on the wing. Unbelievable player. Terry Stockley said, sorry, mate, you're wrong. Robert Pires was better. Listen, this is football. It's opinions, bro. Deshaun said, Alexis was unreal, big game player. Unbelievable player. Nathan Levy said, yo, Curtis, how would you rate these players at Arsenal during their prime? Ozil, Sanchez, Aubameyang, Ian Wright. Ian Wright, for me, was the icon of Arsenal. Like, he was the player that made me want to support Arsenal. I think you got to put Alexis Sanchez second. He did more, for me, better than Aubameyang and Mesut Ozil. If I'm being honest, I'd put Sanchez second. I've got to put Aubameyang over Ozil because he led us to trophies, you know, I think. And then I put Ozil last out of them four. I don't know what you guys think about that. Lone Wolf said, no, Monreal was good, man. Nothing special, but a professional guy. 7 out of 10 every week. He was professional. 7 out of 10 every week. I don't know. I've seen days where he got ripped apart. He was steady, man. I'd probably say 6 out of 10 every week, Nacho Monreal. He got a bit better towards the end. Tebow said, yo, Curtis, how about Vermaelen? Again, talented, but the injuries quickly messed him up. Bula said, Cazorla, Rosicky, best to me. They were quality. Imran said, do you rate Ramsey? I did rate him, but I have to admit, he's another one of these players. When he left, we all suddenly kind of loved him. You know, I found Aaron Ramsey very frustrating to watch at Arsenal. Consistently got injured. Never really established himself as a set position. Was he a 8? Was he a 10? But he did pop up with vital goals. Aaron Ramsey was like a moments player. You know, he wasn't consistently good, but he would get goals on a regular basis. He's a player we haven't really replaced in terms of goals from midfield. Leon said, do you ever think Ozil has been our main guy? Maybe when he first came. You know, when he first came, I'd say he was our best player. Obviously, a couple of years later, we added, you know, Alexis, and then it kind of changed. C said Ramsey had one outstanding season. He did, you know, very injury prone. Nick Core actually said Ramsey was injury prone as well, to be fair. Let me just back out. There we go. We're back. Let's see if these comments get moving. This has happened a couple of times in the last few days. Very frustrating. Let's see if the comments get moving. Jahid said Arteta out. He still wants him out, yeah. Ramsey won us 2 FA Cups, says Terry Stockley. Don't forget that. See, did Ramsey win us 2 FA Cups? He helped us win 2 FA Cups. You know, I would say. Big goals, obviously. I'm not taking anything away from the goals. Were massive. Tim Foyle said Ramsey was too greedy with the ball. I have to admit, I always felt like Jack Wilshere was the better player out of him and Ramsey, but Wilshere just riddled with injuries, couldn't get through it. Omar said Ramsey never produced in the Premier League. As you said, that big season he had, it never really happened after that. He never got close to that level. Ebby Vander said Ozil had moments, that's it. Just wasn't consistent enough, you know. He was very good. I remember the time when he was trying to earn the new contract. He started balling that season when he played that little, you know, where he used to do that goal where he like kicked it into the floor. Signed the new contract and his level just went. I hope the same thing is not happening with Aubameyang right now as well, because he is struggling. Prey Bear said, what about Carnu? Very good player as well. Nev said Wilshere had the ankles of a pregnant woman. Yeah, he had chocolate ankles, man, just melt any time. Wahid said, yo, Curtis, love Amsterdam. Please a word on ex-Ajax players, Vermaelen, Bergkamp. Yeah, both very good players. Bergkamp, obviously, we got the best of Bergkamp. Vermaelen, I think, could have been a potential top quality centre-back for us, but it just never happened really for him. He went to Barcelona. His career just went downhill very quickly. Bud said Ramsey is considered to be a legend from the club themselves, not from me. You know, Aaron Ramsey is not no Arsenal legend, man. I'm sorry. Again, he had great moments. I can't call him a legend. Gladiator Scoop says legends win titles. They elevate for the club for the time they are there. They deliver when it matters and don't divide fans' opinion. I think nowadays it's very difficult to judge it like that, because is Alexis Sanchez an Arsenal legend? I think he is. You know, he done us dirty and the fans will hate him for going to Man United. And of course that will tarnish him. But what he produced when he was here was sensational, Alexis. But we didn't win a title when he was here. Obviously we won, what did he win? 2 FA Cups, I think he won with us. So it depends how you judge it. I don't, you know, you can't always win the title. You know, in English football now, there is like 6 teams probably capable of winning the league. So it's difficult. It is difficult. Hassam said Ozil is a legend. It's fair enough. You know, it's all opinions. What makes you consider him a legend? That's what I want to know. If you think he is a legend, why do you think he is a legend? You know, did he produce for long enough? Did he have enough big games? Did he turn up enough times away from home in big games? You know, how many games can you remember away from home where Ozil has just bossed teams? Time after time, I used to see him do it at the Emirates. You know, Chelsea at home, loads of games. But away from home, I can't think of many. I think of Alexis delivering a lot of times, scoring against Bayern, scoring against PSG. You know, consistently performing, Alexis. Let's have a look. Max says, yo, Curtis, do you know PSV players, Daniel Malen? Is he the guy he was at Arsenal, right, as a youngster? Highly rated, apparently. South London's Finest says, we should have won the league when Leicester won it. Bro, that was Arsene Wenger's fault. Arsene Wenger had this crazy loyalty to Olivier Giroud, and he just wouldn't unsettle him. He would not unsettle him by bringing in another top striker. You know, think how many years we needed a striker and we kept going, you know, Olivier Giroud, 12 million. Lucas Podolski, 11 million. Lucas Perez, 12 million. Danny Welbeck, 15 million. 4 strikers trying to replace Robin van Persie, you know? And then we even got Lacazette, 50 million. Didn't really do what we've expected in terms of numbers. Only then we had to spend another 56 million on Aubameyang that we replaced Van Persie. Imagine if we'd have got Higuain, you know, when he was at Real Madrid. I just want to get into this. Parapsy Glider said, Curtis, how can you disgrace a player who played for the club for so many years by asking a chat, is he overhyped? Listen, it's a debate that needs to be had. That's why. Oh, here we go. Comments are moving again, I believe. Leo Messi surfing his sneakers. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Said real legends equal Henri Vieira. Big up C. Respect, bro. I'm going to come back to your comment. Don't worry. We're going to get to that. Wenger, the accountant, with Giroud, the donkey. He just loved him too much. I loved Podolski, my boy. He had a left foot like a hammer, but just never really fulfilled, you know, the striker role. We begged for a striker, bro. Even Jamie Vardy. You know, Jamie Vardy rejected Arsenal, and Vardy said in an interview, part of the reason he rejected Arsenal was because Wenger told him at times, I'm going to play you out wide off Giroud. Didn't make sense. Don't tell him that. Tell him he's going to play through the middle. Get him in. If he has a bad run of form, you put him out wide. You know, it's not a problem. Smash the likes, people. Nearly 900 of you in here now. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Ozil is overhyped, being a waste of money, says Kev. There we go. I'm going to come back to your comment, right? Parapsy Glider, he said, how can you disgrace a player by asking if he's overhyped? Because that is, and I didn't just say, is Ozil overhyped? I said, is Ozil a legend or is he overhyped? Nobody really stands in the middle with Ozil. People either say, I think he's a great player, one of the best I've seen, I'm a big fan. Or people say overrated, didn't produce enough, you know, and, you know, he has been overrated. So I have to ask the question. I'm not dissing Mesut Ozil. I'm asking, you know, because that generally is the feeling towards Mesut Ozil. So that's how we have to ask the question. Chris Atkins said, Cazorla, one of my favourite Arsenal players, was gutted when he got injured for so long. He was an unbelievable player, a genius of a footballer, but the injuries stopped him. John Page said close to 21K. Big up, Curtis. Listen, appreciate all you guys supporting the channel as always. Big up my boy Franny Green in here. Go and subscribe to Forever Football. He said, we can't blame Ozil for his contract. The club had to keep him at the time. They did. I've got no problem. The contract had to be done. You know, I've actually said this before. People say, oh, you know, you criticised Ozil, but at the time, we did have to keep him. You know, I genuinely believe that, you know. He needed Curtis Shaw is more of a legend than Ozil. I agree with that. We needed to keep him. There was no way we could lose, you know, Ozil and Sanchez in the same transfer window. But what I'm questioning is, has he produced, you know, since that situation occurred? Since he signed the deal, has he gone downhill quickly? Mans Anderson said, Ozil and Alexis desperately needed a defensive mid and a striker. We wasted what we could have had with them. I do tend to agree with that. I think if we would have got a beast of a CDM and a top quality striker, but then Ozil did have a couple of, you know, years with Aubameyang, and I'm not saying Lacazette is a top quality striker, but you know, he didn't really produce anything. Hit the like button, family. Yeah, hit the like button, people. Support the channel. Don't forget, as always, this video is sponsored by the guys at OneFootball. Link in the description below. Completely free. All your latest transfer news when you're on the runaround during lockdown. Check them out. I will be live tonight as well. 7:30. I will be streaming Man United against Man City. I'm going to start streaming other teams in the top six. You know, what we consider the big six in the Premier League. I did stream the Chelsea-Man City game the other day, and it did quite well. So I will be streaming the Man United-Man City game tonight from 7:30. So come and join me for that. Big C, you can only blame the board by not bringing in players around Ozil because the guy's not a magician. I get you on that. Dastardly said Fabregas was no legend and he was much better than Ozil. So how can Ozil be considered a legend? That's a myth. Okay. Here he is. He's back. Right. He's one of our best in the last 10 years. Not a legend, but one of our greats. Show some respect, Curtis. He should have left with Alexis. Arsenal fans don't deserve anything. Good afternoon to you as well, bro. You sound real angry right now. He's one of our best in the last 10 years. That doesn't mean you're a legend, in my opinion, right? Is Aubameyang a legend yet? You know, I don't know if he is, you know, and he's been one of our best in the last 10 years. So being our best in 10 years does not make you a legend, right? Then you've then said, not a legend, but one of our greats. Okay, so you call him a great, not a legend. Show some respect. How have I not shown him respect? He should have left with Alexis. Well, if he wanted to leave with Alexis, I'm sure he would have. Arsenal fans don't deserve anything. Oh, dear me. You're so angry, mate. You're so angry. I think a lot of Arsenal fans would have been happy if he left with Alexis after seeing what he's done. You're right. He should have left with Alexis. Hasn't done anything since, says Darrell. I agree with you, man. I agree. And Jonathan said, yeah, Arsenal fans don't deserve that fraud. I think if we'd have cut our losses at that point, we would have been fine, mate. Big up Brian Holiday with a super chat. Thank you very much. He said, Ozil is neither a legend nor overhyped. His legacy is a mixed bag. At one time, he was a world-class player, but teams are moving away from the pure 10, hence why he regressed. And you make a good point there. I think it's fair to say when Mesut Ozil signed for the football club, he was one of the best players in that position in world football. You know, so I'm putting a lot of respect on the guy's name, bro. One of the best 10s in world football. But the 10s, like you said, they kind of went out the game. James Rodriguez, Isco, Ericsson, all these guys, they've had to change. They either play in the midfield free or they play wide and tuck in. The traditional number 10 is not in football now unless you've got an unbelievable midfield two who can protect. So, yeah. Curtis, Arsenal has always been short 4 or 5 quality players. Alexis carried this team with his winning mentality. That's what I'm saying. Alexis was a step ahead of Mesut Ozil in terms of quality, in my opinion. He carried this team. Thoughts on Spurs in the final? Well, listen, obviously I'll be streaming the other semi-final tonight. Whoever wins that game, I hope they beat Spurs in the final. I'm going to keep it 100, you know. Even Man United, I'd rather put her with the Man United friends I've got. I'm saying they've won the League Cup than Spurs finally winning a trophy, you know. David Arsenal said he started like he could be a legend, but in the last year he destroyed his potential legend status by the extra stuff. I was happy when he signed and stayed, but at this point it's bye. I think even before that last year he was starting to fade, you know. Mundo TV said Sanchez is the best winger we ever had. I think in my lifetime and our lifetime, you know, I don't know what age all of you guys are, but I think he is. Honestly, I would put him above Perez and Overmars. I know people may argue with that, but let's see. Let's see what people's opinions are on that. Look how Alexis dropped after Arsenal. Ozil was a big part of that. Yeah, I agree. I think he created a lot for him. I think it helped him a lot as well. Ancelotti made Di Maria and Ozil fight for a place at Real. Di Maria knuckled down and Ozil folded and downgraded to Arsenal. Says everything about this so-called legend. Ooh, that is harsh, bro. Real harsh. Wahid said, Love C, do you know? No, never heard of him. I don't know if you lot are getting me. You know, this is going around a lot right now with these names, you know. If that's a real player, forgive me, but I know some of these names look a bit dodgy, man. South London's Finest said, that's the thing with this Arsenal fan base. You have Ozil supporters, not Arsenal ones, mixed in with the fan base. Totally agree. Totally agree. You know, you think Ozil is like a player to grab hold onto. Imagine how some of the older heads felt when Henry was leaving. Henry's got a statue outside. He's probably the best player that's ever played for the club. You know, we had to move on from that, you know. But Mesut Ozil just got this cult following, man. Don't get me wrong, was a great player at one stage. You could have called him a world-class number 10 when we signed him. But progressively, he fell off. He had a few great years with Alexis in that too. I miss Ozil. I miss the prime Ozil. The Ozil that was throwing that up every, running over to the North Bank after he's just, scored a volley or, dinked the goalkeeper. I remember Liverpool at the Emirates, lays it into Lacazette, little back heel, and he does that little finish where he just hits into the floor and it chips over Mignolet. The roof nearly came off the place. Unbelievable moments, man. Mesut Ozil. I won't forget what he did for us. As I said, I think he was a huge part of us trying to recover, because I think him coming through the door gets Alexis Sanchez through the door and gives us that big team, status again, that we're signing top players. But a legend? Nah, not for me. Not for me. Mesut Ozil, look, he divides opinion, and I knew today it would cause debate talking about Mesut Ozil, but it has to be. It has to be. Curtis, I named my daughter after Sanchez. Her name is Alexis. Oh, wow. See. Baller. You see, that's what influences. I got a friend, actually, whose son's called Thierry, Yeah, Ozil supporters are toxic. They support him from his Madrid years and 2 decent years in England. Ooh. Alex Shaw says, big up Curtis, time to finally move away from Ozil. Bit disappointing the way it has ended, but time to finally move away. Thoughts on Eddie and Nelson being linked to moves away? I will come to them stories shortly, bro. And I agree. I think the time's up, man. I think the time's up with Mesut Ozil. It's no disrespect to him. I just think, and I feel like it's been up for a little while, to be honest. I think if Mesut Ozil was at a different top 6 club, they may have got rid of him a year or so ago. But hey, Javier said, Curtis, are you a stats guy, or do you believe more in what you see? It has to be what you see. Stats are, they are part of the game, obviously, but you have to go on what you see, man. You have to. Big up Big C hitting 1K views, loving the growth. Big up to all you guys and girls for the support, I can't thank you enough. Big C, is Arteta a legend for Arsenal? Not even close. Like, not even halfway. He's probably an Everton legend, as a player. Nowhere near an Arsenal legend. Who are the biggest wastes of talent you've seen in your existence? Oh, that's a tricky one, man. There's been a lot of good players. I think Balotelli's up there, I think Balotelli could have been a top centre forward. Quaresma, unbelievable player. I heard Ronaldo talking about him, saying one of the best players he's ever seen and played with and worked with. Unbelievable player, Quaresma. Ravel Morrison was a baller. I think he should have done more. There's a few. There's a lot of players who, super talented, but didn't fulfill it. Describe your emotions in one word when Ozil signed. I would say relieved. I was relieved because finally we saw a big name through the door. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was relief that we're back. Arsenal are back. We had all them years. Stadium's got to be paid off. Selling players. To get Ozil, it was like, yes, we're back. We're a giant again. We're going to start signing superstars. 2 years later, we get Sanchez, but then we stopped, and that was the problem. We needed 2 more. We needed the striker. We needed the centre-back or the CDM, Quaresma outside of the foot shots, unbelievable player, seriously good. Antonio Cassano, very good. Tarapt, yeah, baller. Serious baller, man. Bojan, he was a good young talent. Pato as well. Was it Pato? Brazilian striker. He was good. If you were to keep one, Pepe or Willian, that's easy, mate. Get Willian out the door, mate. Get him in his restaurant and get rid of him. At least his potential with Pepe, even though he's not producing as much as he should have. Biggest waste of talent, Saliba. Oh, don't start, Kev. We're still just recovering from that. I see Saliba was in the squad for Nice last night as well, straight in. Yeah, Pato, baller, rapid. Saliba. Oh, Adriano, you're right. Gunman left foot. Absolute monster on Pro Evolution back in the day, man. Is Alexis more of a legend than Ozil? I mean, for me, 100%. Some people may argue because Sanchez walked out and went to Man United, that tarnishes what he did. Ozil stayed, but Sanchez, for me, better player. What he produced in his time here, You won't forget that for a long time. I think Ozil is forgettable, you know, and I think that's why I don't class him as a legend. Amar said, you say it's time's up for Ozil, but let's face it, Arsenal couldn't build a team around him. Another wasted gem of a talent walking out the door. I do kind of agree with you on that because I don't think there was any plan. I think when you sign Mesut Ozil, you have to put a plan around. You know, you have to say, right, we're going to buy a striker with pace that plays on the shoulder where Mesut Ozil can start feeding him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think we did that. I'm going to have to put a CDM behind him who's going to protect him and allow him to play with freedom, the way Fernandinho does to David Silva, or did do for David Silva. And I just don't think there was any plan with Mesut Ozil. It was just a case of, well, we've paid the stadium off, we've got money, and, you know, let's buy a top player. We went to Real Madrid knowing they was buying Gareth Bale and just said, what have you got available? Any top player will take it off you. There was no real plan around Mesut Ozil, and that's why I think we've suffered. I'm just going to touch on another story, but quickly finish off on this. Ram said, Curtis, United fan here. Ozil is no legend, but can say a very good player, 2013 to 16. Couldn't take games by the scruff of the neck and come across as someone not with the right attitude. I think he had a general laid-back attitude that people kind of looked at as laziness. And that's where I think we're at with him. Graham Mush says, big up Curtis. Respect, bro. Let's face it, Ozil was brilliant at Arsenal. However, his time was up. He was brilliant for a certain period of time. Big on my brother Deluded in here. Everyone go and subscribe to Deluded Guna's channel. Check out. We did a show yesterday on his channel and a show the day before on my channel. Big up Deluded. Hope you're well, bro. He says, never a legend, but definitely a good player. And that's where we're at. That's what, like, I would say when people, because someone asked me this before, this is why it came up as in my thought process as a title. They go, yo, is Mesut Ozil a legend? I said, no. He said, but you didn't even think about it. I said, I don't need to think about it. I don't need to think about it. Great player, super talented. Legend. Nah, not even close. Legends dominate. You know, they dominate. Teams are scared of legends. You know, how many, over the years, how many times have we gone, especially away from home, against big teams? And do you think they've been scared of Mesut Ozil? You know, are they scared of him? I felt like they were scared of Alexis Sanchez. You know, they were scared of Henry, Bergkamp. Don't let him get the ball. If he gets the ball, there's problems. You know, Mesut Ozil, it got to the point like, yeah, he's tidy, man. He can pick out a pass. He ain't dominating games. He ain't ripping up the biggest teams, especially away from home. You know, listen, that's where we're at. I think Ozil, super talent, great that we signed him, was a world-class number 10, legend of a player at Arsenal. Not a chance. He ain't going in. He's not going in the museum. Let's put it that way. Jeffrey Hines said, Deluded and Shaw, best tag team since the Legion of Doom. Big up, man. Big up. Sanchez, Cazorla, Ozil. Sticky one, that. You know, I love Cazorla. No, I don't know. Cazorla didn't produce for as long as Mesut Ozil, though. That's the problem. Curtis, legends are match winners. Ozil is never a match winner. The most recent exam is Hazard. He is a Chelsea legend. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. They are scared of Ozil on PS4. Yeah, I hear he's a Fortnite legend. Sniping man for fun. Who are our legends in the last decade? That's a difficult one. It is a real difficult one. There aren't many. There aren't many. I heard people call him Ramsey a legend. Not for me. Not for me. Legend, it's very hard. It does get banded around too easy. You know, there aren't many legends at clubs nowadays, really. If you look at the top, like, Premier League clubs, thinking about even other clubs in the Prem. You know, if I looked at now, Man City would say Aguero is a legend. David Silva was a legend there, probably. Company. There aren't many. You know, people saying Van Persie. I don't think Van Persie is an Arsenal legend. He was a great player. We had to wait a long time for Van Persie to start producing, you know. Big up Igal in the place. Big up, bro. He said, this is a great video, bro. Keep growing. Keep up the good work. Hopefully more people subscribe to your channel. Love it. Good luck with your channel as well, Igal. Go and check him out as well. Very positive Arsenal fan, shall we say. But I like it, you know, different perspectives, you know. It has to be like that, otherwise it doesn't work. So big up. People saying Fabregas is a legend. As I said, man, the word legend gets bandied around way too easy nowadays. But I understand, because certain generations of people have not seen Thierry Henry at his best and Patrick Vieira. If you've seen, you know, if you've only seen from maybe Van Persie or you know, Giroud, Ozil, Sanchez, you probably will look at Ozil and say he's a legend to you, because you're going to go off what you've seen. Van Persie, to me, is not an Arsenal legend. He was at the club for a long time. He produced at a top level for a couple of years and then went to Man United. So, no, I can't call him a legend, man. Not for me. Let's talk about the next one. Yeah, Rooney is a Man United legend. Fabregas is a legend. He stopped us from being mid-table. He was a great player, I have to admit. Eddie Nketiah. The rumours are that Eddie Nketiah is being linked with a move to Wolves. You know, is he going to be doing this at Molineux? If any of you watch my content, you will, you know, we've had a big debate here over Mesut Ozil. I don't know if you're going to be debating with me on this one. I think a lot of you will be in agreement. Eddie Nketiah, rumours of a loan to Wolves with an obligation to buy him for £15 million in the summer. I would be all over that. Absolute next day delivery thing. You know, like when you go to the post office and they're like, do you want second class, first class, or do you want next day delivery? I'm paying next day delivery, you know, before 9 a.m. they're delivering. Get him to Molineux. Get him there. And give Balogun the new contract. Eddie Nketiah, for me, is not good enough for Arsenal. Can he become good enough? Maybe. Do we have time to find out? I don't know. I don't know. He's going to need to top that phone up, man. I'm telling you, he needs to ring a taxi. 15 million for Eddie. You know, a guy put on Twitter, I forget who it was, saying, oh, Ryan Brewster went for 20. Eddie should be worth more. It doesn't work like that. You know, that's not how business works. It's off the need. It's off the hype around the player. It's off the club you're buying them from. You know, Liverpool are one of these clubs. They move like they don't need to sell anyone. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to pay more to get them. Man said next day delivery recorded before 1 p.m. Do you know what I'm saying? I need Nuno to sign for that at the door. I need confirmation that Eddie's arrived. Do you know what I'm saying? Same day delivery, Uber that. Yo, get that sent, bro. 15 million for Eddie. I'm taking that. Me and Deluded said this yesterday. Yo, 15 mil and a sell-on clause. Get him gone. Oh, was it DT who said that? Someone was saying. Nah, man said, Custard Tart said Eddie has broke the under 21 goal record. He is talented English, 20 to 25 mil for me. You give me 15. Recorded delivery, take him. I don't need the 2020. If you want to give us 2025, I'm cool with that. Loan with a 15. Amazon Prime. Well, special delivery. And I want Nuno to sign for it, because I want to know that he ain't coming back. Eddie, man, come on. Eddie good on the bench. Yeah, nah, man, we don't need Eddie, bruv. Come on. Get Eddie out of there. 15 mil. Balogun, new contract. Yeah, and we move. We move. Eddie's 21. What's he done in the first team for Arsenal? We've seen it. Everyone can see that Eddie Nketiah is overhyped, man. Do you know what I'm saying? People, when you say to anyone, what's Eddie good at? They go, well, he works hard and, you know, he's a poacher. And you go, what else? And they go, can't give you nothing else. Well, he works hard. That should just be a given in the Premier League. He works hard. Okay. And he's a poacher. So what you're saying, when he gets a clear opportunity in the penalty area, he's pretty good at taking it. Well, yeah. Well, most decent strikers can do that. You know, Chris Wood's not bad, you know, at Burnley at doing that. You know, Mitrovic does things like that. No, he's not good enough. You saw the other week against Everton, got that clear chance, scuffed it wide. You know, it's different doing it in the Europa League against Dundalk, some farmers, electricians, you know. Do it in the Premier League. Eddie's not good enough, man. Eddie's 21. Come on, lock off the phone bill now. I don't want to see that phone celebration. You know, I always felt a little uncomfortable about that celebration because I was like, hold on, Gabriel Jesus is doing it, yeah? Brazilian international, plays for Man City. Yeah, he can pull that off. You know, you got Griezmann doing it. French World Cup winner, 100 million, Barcelona. Yeah, I can accept that. Then you got Eddie and Nketiah doing it. Eddie and Nketiah doing it because he scored a whole heap of goals in under 23s and England under 21s. I'm like, you're not really at the levels to be doing that, man. Phone bills cut off, bro. I'm telling you. Man said best spitter for I'm not. It's big up, bro. Respect. Man said on that Mitrovic level. Man said Kelechi will be going to Wolves with him. Hey, Eddie's having a tough time, man. Eddie, don't call me. Eddie, put the phone down. Put the phone down, Eddie. No more calls. That number needs cutting off, man. Eddie, 15 mil for Eddie. Oh, my God. Nuno, you obviously ain't watched him. He must have asked his scout for the highlights. They must have sent him England under 21s when he's playing against some mad teams, and he keeps bagging. If he's seen him play for Arsenal, I don't know what's going on. Eddie is what you get when you order Ian Wright from Wish. It's true, you know. You get Ian wrong. You order Ian Wright, they send you Ian wrong. Eddie wrong. You know what I'm saying? They said Eddie was the new Ian Wright, but he's Ian wrong. You know what I mean? He's getting it all over the place, bro. Fox in the bin. Jesus, man. Eddie, bruv. Eddie. Man said I'm harsh. You know what? I'm just trying to... Listen, we're in a tough time, people. We're in lockdown, you know? I'm trying to add some sunshine to the day, man. Eddie, 15 mil, bruv. When I seen that, Wolves, I said, yo, you man have gone from big strikers. You know, they're being linked with Diego Costa as well. And they're talking about Eddie for 15 mil. I'll be on the phone saying, yo, listen, I'll be on some... What's the brother's name, man? Who's the striker? Odin Wenger. Remember when Odin Wenger was outside QPR? They were interested in him. Man said, yo, I'm getting in the car. I'm just going to wait outside the ground. If they ring me, I'm here straight away. I'm getting Eddie outside Molineux. I'm getting him a hotel across the road. You know, I'm getting him a hotel across the road. I'm saying, listen, just stay there in case you need to get that medical done quick. You know what I'm saying? Now, listen, Eddie, I'm doing you dirty still, but, you know, he's a young player trying to make his way in the game. But listen, man, I got to be honest. You want to pay 15 mil for Eddie, I'm doing the deal. We can't. We said it before. We got to drop sentiment out of this football club. Sentiment has held this football club back for too long. You know, oh, he's been at the club for years, or he came through Hale End. Oh, so what? So what, bruv? That's what Hale End is for. You know, Hale End is for producing players. 50% of them might make it at the football club, end up in the first team and become top players. 50% of them may be sold and you earn profit. That's the whole point of the youth system. So to me, Eddie Nketiah, if he goes to Wolves for 15 million, Hale End is doing its job. It's doing its job. Not every player makes it into the first team, as we've seen. Obviously, the thing is, we don't want to make the mistake of Gnabry and things like that, where you go, oh, he's not good enough, and then he blows up. Then it's a problem. At the moment, watching Eddie, I just don't feel like he's going to reach that level. I think Eddie could have done with another loan. I got to be honest. You know, I think Eddie's loan at Leeds, didn't work out. And, you know, he came back. Listen, he went there for a loan for a year. They sent him back after 6 months. That would have told me that if Bielsa feels like he's not ready for Leeds in the Championship, he needs more time. He needs to go somewhere else and play. You know, the fact that Arteta brought him in and kind of said, I'm going to use it and I'm going to play him. He was trying to push him ahead of Lacazette at one stage. Yeah, under 21 legend, bro. Yo, listen, I used to speak quite regularly back in the day with Leroy Lito, right? We went on holiday and everything years ago. He played for England under 21s when he was at Reading. He used to bang goals in for England under-21s. Bang goals. These men here from the Prem, when they go and play under-21s, look who a lot of their games are against. Look at the qualifiers, who they're playing against. They're playing sometimes against teams where the players are not even professionals. Genuinely, like, I'm not being this. Some of the players are semi-pros and amateurs even. You know, it's light work for them, man. Seriously, it's light work. You know, first team level in the Premier League is totally different, man. So listen, I may come across a little bit disrespectful to Eddie, man. I'm just bantering. You're a young striker trying to make your way at Arsenal, and I hope you do well. But for me at the moment, I don't think he's Arsenal level, and I think if we can get 15 million for him, I'm moving him on. You know, I am moving him on. Big Up Bakud says, no need to get personal with Eddie here. He's not the problem. Folks, like Solanke went for 30 mil. We don't need to roast the guy. I love the show. Nah, maybe I went a bit over the top, but listen, man. Eddie wouldn't start for AFT, VFC. Come on, last 20 when me and Broads are, you know, getting a bit tired. You know, Leroy Elite, a championship legend, that, yeah, he was doing his thing, man. You know what I mean? He was doing his thing. Leroy Elite was sick on FIFA 08. He was a good striker, man, them days at Reading, you know, in the Prem. Give Balogun that contract. Every young player with potential will run down their contract after that risky one. It is. And I don't like the way this Balogun situation is kind of up in the air at the moment. You know, I think the club need to get that sorted. He put out a tweet yesterday saying 2021, my year, and then put out a video of him scoring goals for Arsenal. I'm kind of hoping that indicates that he's kind of saying, without saying it, you know, my future lies here, you know, or is he just showing us what we're going to lose when he goes to Liverpool? So I don't know. Let's hope not. The final story I'm just going to get into quickly, more transfer news, is this. Bissouma could get his dream Arsenal shirt number if he seals transfer, but on one condition. Arsenal are desperate to add a new midfielder to their squad in January, with no shortage of options being linked. Now, Bissouma is a player that over the past couple of weeks, loads of Arsenal fans have said, this is the guy we want to put next to Thomas Partey to just give us that solidarity with the creative player just in front, whether that's Buendia or Smith Rowe or whoever we get in. But Bissouma is now being linked. Now, according to this report, a couple of things I wasn't aware of, to be honest. Number one is that they're now saying that Bissouma is somebody we're actively targeting. Football London understands the Brighton midfielder Bissouma is another name the Gunners are bearing in mind. And Bissouma is a boyhood Arsenal fan and knows Gabriel Magalhaes well from their time together at Lille. See, I would not have known that. I didn't know that they were at Lille together, to be honest. So Bissouma, 24 years of age, Mali international, boyhood Arsenal fan. And, you know, I think he'd be fantastic next to Thomas Partey. He's been so good this season, kind of emerged quickly. Then he said, my man laughed when they beat us. Listen, I ain't going to get too caught up in that, man. You know how it goes, man. Imagine players who've scored against us before and celebrated. And, you know, imagine what Sol Campbell was doing when Tottenham was scoring. He was probably going mental, but he comes to Arsenal, does his thing, you know. Bissouma, no, only because we'd lose our midfielder to African Cup of Nations. See, the thing is, did they not say that they were going to move that tournament to the summer? Forgive me if I'm wrong. It may still be in January, but everything I heard was that was going to be moved to a summer competition. Isco could be our Alexis. I don't know if he can be our Alexis, mate. You know, I don't think he's got the energy to run around like that. You know, Bissouma and Lamptey needed ASAP. Exactly. You know, I'd love to go to Brighton and just take both of them off them. They're saying in that report, when you read it a bit further, they're saying 30 million could get Bissouma. I think that is definitely something that we should be looking to do. But again, I don't think it will happen until the summer. I can't see Arsenal dropping 30 million in this window. Oz says maybe Gabriel can pull a Mkhitaryan and tempt Bissouma to Arsenal. He needs to get on the phone to him, bro, and say, listen, we need you in here, man. Can you imagine Bissouma and Thomas Partey with maybe, Buendia or even Smith Rowe. I'm not going to do Smith Rowe a disservice, but imagine Buendia, Bissouma and Thomas Partey. That would actually fix our midfield. And we would probably just need maybe a right back and another centre back, or Saliba could be that centre back to have a really, really good team. So, you don't need him when Guendouzi's back off loan. What do you make of Guendouzi having a very good season? Scored again at the weekend. Tweeted saying how much fun he's having in Germany playing for Berlin. Is he letting Arsenal know that, I wasn't enjoying it at Arsenal? What do you think happens with Guendouzi? Apparently has played very well in Germany and also been starring for France under-21s as well. Now, I just feel like with Guendouzi, we've missed a trick. We should have extended the contract. French under-21 international, French international, in fact. Good year on loan in Germany. He should have 3 or 4 years left on his deal. He's got a year left. He could just sit there and say, I'm not going to sign a contract. And then we've got to sell him. Then we'd have to sell him cheap. Again, bad business. Would you sell Guendouzi this summer? Or with him being 20 years of age, would you actually try and bring him back? But you would probably have to give him a new contract. What would you do on Matteo Guendouzi? I do think there is talent there. It's just whether the attitude, is he going to mature? I see he put a picture up that his girlfriend is pregnant. Things like having a kid do mature you a lot as a person. So hopefully, a year's football in Germany, in a different country, having a kid, maybe he grows up. If there were big offers for Guendouzi, I think we'd be silly to turn it down. But on the flip side of that, I think it's still one I would look at keeping if possible. African Cup won't happen in the summer. At least the next one, it will be in January, February. Well, yeah, there's the problem then. We don't want too many players who are going to that tournament who we could potentially lose for, over a month, which would be detrimental to the team. Imagine San Marino's under 23s, bro. Majority of them would not be professionals. That's why I'm saying this under 21 record and stuff, you have to take it with a pinch of salt sometimes. How fun was Blood Brothers? It was good. It was fun. It's a very long process. That's the only thing. I know the series is only on TV for well, not TV, YouTube for about 7-8 weeks. That whole tournament took about 9 or 10 months to film. It was very draining, A lot of games were called off and moved and things like that. But yeah, I suppose it was fun for YouTube football. Arteta only wants yes men. I can kind of see that, He doesn't seem to get on with some of these younger players who you think may have a little chip on their shoulder, Guendouzi, Maitland-Niles, Saliba, he doesn't seem to connect too well with them kind of guys. Big up I Am King with a super chat. Hope you're well, bro. He said, seeing how our board and fans treat our players, I wouldn't be surprised if players don't want to come here. And this is the danger. This is the danger. With the way we're treating players like Guendouzi, Saliba, if you're a young French player like Awar getting approached, you might look here and go, yo, bro, look how you just dealt with my two international teammates there. I ain't going to Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? So they have to look at that, and you're right there. Babu O said, 1,150 watching, only 318 likes. Smash the like button, people. People, come on. Great numbers in here. Thank you very much for your brilliant support. Over 1,100 of you in this live at the moment. Smash that like button. It'll be much appreciated. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well. Let's see how high we can get this channel this year. 2021 is the year to evolve, man. Evolve or be extinct. That's what they used to say, man. It's time to evolve, Bigger and better, more versatile, more things on the channel, more interaction. As I said, fan cams on Saturday after the Newcastle game. After the game, I'll put the link in the description for some of you guys who want to come on and give your opinion. You can come on Saturday. Quick 3-4 minute interview with each person. We'll get the next one up. Right, come and join the channel. Interactive. We've had giveaways as well when I hit 20K. Kev won the Arsenal shirt. We're now doing other content, other teams. Man United v Man City watch along tonight from 7:30. Come and join in. We're moving bigger and better, people. Bigger and better with your support. Eddie's going to report the channel for harassment. Nah, his phone's been cut off, man. He can't report me. Hey, not enough gas about how Mustafi is finally gone. He's not gone yet, though, bro. He's not gone yet. Let's get him out. Get at least 1K likes. Let's hope so, man. StreamYard, my bro. StreamYard, not Streamlabs. Get StreamYard if you wanna link. Come and link on the game on Saturday and jump in the video. If you want to do a fan cam after the game. So download. I don't even think you have to download it. I don't even think you actually have to download it. I think you can just literally click on the link and then come true. Channel on the way up, baby. Omar, listen, Omar, for all the interaction and support you give, I'm expecting a fan cam from you on Saturday, you know, I'm telling you. Ebby said, can't wait to see Omar. You know what I mean, Omar? Omar's become a legend in the Arsenal YouTube scene, you know. I'm expecting good fan cams from people, you know, I'm telling you. S&M said, Curtis Shaw TV makes much more sense. Composed, level-headed approach. Other fan channels are under threat. Listen, I appreciate the compliment. I'm not here to threaten anyone's channel, man. We can all eat out here, man. You know, we can all eat. I just want this channel to move forward and, you know, go beyond. That's what I'm hoping. Genoa wanted Mustafi, turned to Socrates because Mustafi isn't available. We should work on 1+1 for Genoa. See, what is interesting, just finally, before we get out of here, is there's a lot of transfer rumours going about at the moment for Arsenal. And let me just get this one up. So, was it Fabrizio Romano had a little update up about Arsenal, where he was saying Genoa for Socrates, I think. It's not showing up. We'll get that up later. He was saying, yeah, Genoa wants Socrates, but in fact, there was another report. Let me get this one up actually before I go, because this one was interesting. Arsenal obviously trying to clear the decks for the summer, so that the wages are much lower. See, we've got a lot going on here. Let me get you involved here. Let me share screen. There's a lot going on, all sorts going on Twitter. So obviously the first one is this. David Ornstein has just done an interview for The Athletic. And what is he saying here? David Ornstein, when asked about Isco, said, I understand Mikel Arteta is not inclined to pursue that one. And then was asked on Brandt. He said, I don't think that situation has developed as yet, but that's not to say it won't. So he's sort of implying there that Brandt is possible, Isco maybe not. You know, David Ornstein has been a bit of a mouthpiece for Arsenal over the past few years, although not everything he says is gospel. I remember in the summer a couple of years ago, he said, there's no way Arsenal will buy Pepe. About 3 days later, we agreed the deal. So don't take everything. He's saying there, Isco, no, Brandt might happen. And he was also said here, Christian Eriksen, I've been consistently told Arsenal do not want to sign him. It's not the age profile they're looking for. So that would indicate we're looking at younger midfielders. So you could probably write off Eriksen and Isco. He said, on Hossam Aouar, no, he is not the top target. That interest has cooled. I mean, that's disappointing. I think that is probably more of a financial issue. He was then asked on Emi Buendia. Buendia is a player on Arsenal's list. He is not at the very top. He is a player that they've scouted for 18 months. They've liked him in the Premier League and Championship, but they aren't going to pay the reported £40 million fee for him. Norwich will be desperate to keep hold of him. He is so important to their promotion bid, and I don't think Arsenal will allow homegrown talents like Nelson and Willett to move in the opposite direction. I mean, that is interesting. You know, he's basically ruled out Isco, ruled out Eriksen, you know, ruled out Aouar, and said Buendia's not the top of the list. But he said Arsenal are going to try and sign an attacking midfield. From what he says there, you know, is Brandt the top target because of the deal? You know, they only want 20 million for it. I just wanted to talk quickly about this. This was a little bit crazy, right? Arsenal prepare 8-man clear-out to fund Arteta's squad overhaul. Now listen to the names. Mikel Arteta wants 8 players gone over January and the summer to speed up the overhaul of the squad. Among these seen as dispensable, Mustafi, Elneny, Nelson, Chambers, Balogun, Willock, Ozil, Socrates and Kolasinac. Now, my first thought is Balogun. Why the hell are you trying to sell Balogun? So are you basically saying you can't convince him to sign a new contract? Well, I'm not surprised because you never pick him. We've got 9 substitutes and you don't even put him on the bench. Makes no sense. Mustafi's out of contract anyway. They may try and get rid of him now. El Neni, they got gassed off the Man United game, started talking about a new contract. He's nowhere near good enough, never has been. Nelson has not done anything really. Hasn't had a lot of chances because of Willian and Pepe and now Saka on the right, but hasn't really taken them. Chambers, I'd be happy to sell him. He's been injured. He hasn't improved over the years. Willock hasn't really done much. Maybe a loan, but for a good offer, they will consider it. Obviously, Ozil, Socrates are out of contract. Kolasinac is on loan. Why would you want to sell Balogun? Why is Granit Xhaka's name not on this list? Why is Hector Bellerin's name not on this list? I just don't get it. So you're telling me Granit Xhaka stays there? Here's the Bissouma story as well. Matt Macy there is obviously set to join Hibernian, which again now leaves us with only 2 goalkeepers. And we all know Run Arson is absolute garbage. So Arsenal need to be getting a goalkeeper in this window. Don Drape says, big up Big C, don't trust what's written in the Independent, Daily Star and the Sun and the Daily Mail. So most newspapers, really. I get you. I'm not going to take all that as gospel. I really hope that Balogun part is not true. Apparently Balogun wants 100k. See, I don't believe that. I don't see how we could ask for 100k. Who's going to give him? Who's going to give him 100k? No one's going to give him that. What's he on now? Like probably 5 grand, something like that. There's no way you can ask for 100k. But I don't understand the situation. Arteta's constantly saying, Balogun, I rate him so highly and his future's here, but then match day he's not on the bench with 9 substitutes. Arsenal need to get a goalkeeper. Ruthless Curtis today. Yeah, man, listen, man, I'm not on all this sentiment business. Arsenal have been on this sentiment thing for years. That's why we ain't moving nowhere. We get all caught up in emotion with players, We know they're not good enough. They have a good run of games and we start having the conversation like, he's improved under Arteta. Maybe we should keep him. That's the conversation we start having. Well, Jacko, you've let us down for 3 or 4 years, but, you've had a good 5 games. Maybe Arteta can get the best out of you. Maybe we'll keep him. Then they get new contracts. Then they revert back to default mode, as you always say. The default mode appears and then they go rubbish again. So no sentiment. I want these men sold. South London's finest. There are reports that Xhaka and Lacazette could be out in the summer. There you go then. Let's move Ruthless. Xhaka, yeah, cool, gone. I don't care about, you're committed or not. Get him out. El Neni, get him out. You got to think, Mustafi, Socrates, got the same views. Socrates, Ozil, Mustafi, and David Luiz, they're all out of contract in the summer. That's 4 players on big wages, right? You chuck Kolasinac, get him out as well. Torreira, they'll probably look to sell on a permanent. Guendouzi, you've got a decision. That's 8 players already we're at there, right? You're then looking at Willian, you would want to get rid of. Lacazette's got a year left on his deal. Are you extending his deal? He's 30 in this year. Bellerin, I would get rid of if you could. Eddie Nketiah, I would let go. Renarson's not good enough. It's crazy. There's a good 10 players there. There's a good 10 players there that you can get out the door. The club can save an absolute fortune. If they mess up this summer, we're going to be gone for another 3 or 4 years before we get to this point. They've got a huge opportunity this summer to fix the mess that we've had at this football club for a long time. Getting rubbish off the wage bill. That's what we have to do this summer more than anything. We have got stuck with certain players. Again, Cedric Suarez, 4-year contract. Willian, 3-year contract. Those guys are going to be almost impossible to get rid of unless you loan them out and still pay half their wage, which I don't see the club wanting to do that. We're going to have decisions to make, big decisions. Guendouzi, do you bring him back if he has a great season in Germany? Do you keep him? To keep him, you've got to give him a new contract. He's got a year left. We've got to take this opportunity this summer. We haven't had as big an opportunity as this summer for a long time. The opportunity to get rid of the deadwood. As I said, 4 of them walk out the door on the 30th of June, out of contract, no need to sell, gone. Mesut Ozil, 350k a week. David Luiz, 100k a week. Socrates, 90k a week. Mustafi, 90k a week. Gone straight away. Get Kolasinac out, permanent deal, 120k. And then you start your Xhakas, your Bellerins, your Torreiras, all them guys, El Nenis that you can get rid of. And you can earn some cash as well. And in the meantime, you should be able to get 15 million maybe for Xhaka, 15 million for Nketiah, 25 million for Bellerin, maybe 5 million for El Neni. You can raise a little money and then, listen, this is why I've been so frustrated with this manager this season, Mikel Arteta, right? I know Arteta has improved slightly in the last 3 games. This opportunity that we had this season was massive. You've seen the Premier League. It's a mess. You can't predict anything. Liverpool are dropping points. No one's running away with the league. We had every opportunity to get in the top 4 this year. Just maybe based on not us being great, but the other teams being so inconsistent. We're on, 23 points? If we beat Burnley, we should have beat Burnley at home. We should have beat Leicester at home. We missed chances, had a man sent off. Even that 6 points could have made a big difference. So this season was such a great opportunity, which is why I'm so frustrated with Mikel Arteta. And I still think he's got to try and achieve something this season. And a lot of eyes should be on Edu. Felix has taken over 2021 Curtis Shaw TV. Big up, bro. South London's Finest said, wish we had a better technical director than Shabby Edu running this rebuild. He's got to get it right, Edu. He's done a lot of talking. He's had a dig at the fans as well. This month has to be the start of Edu getting it right. Get 2 or 3 more out the door in this window. You've got Kolasinac. Try and get Ozil out. Try and get Socrates out. Maybe you sell Eddie Nketiah. We have to pave the way so that we've got a smooth operation in the summer where we can say, right, we've saved £1 million a week in wages, where we've got money to spend. We've got the good players here tied up on long-term deals. That's one thing that's very positive. Saka, Martinelli, new contracts. Aubameyang, new contract. Partey, Gabriel just signed. Leno's still got years on his deal. We're not in that mess that, we need to get this player to sign a new deal. Sanchez, Aubameyang, Van Persie, Fabregas. They've got no excuse. They've got absolutely no excuse. Noel said Edu's plan is called Kia. And that's it. I hope he pulls something else out. Boom, Messi. Jeez. Well, Messi could be out of contract. Do you know what? Messi can be approached by clubs outside of Spain right now. If I was Arsenal, I'd just banter him and offer him like 700 grand a week. Just say, you know what? All that money we're going to save in the summer, just give it all to Messi. I know we need a backup keeper and another midfielder, but we just give Messi 700 grand a week, man, and have a go. Really said 1K watching. Smash the like button, guys. Big up you people. Fantastic support as always. Always appreciate it. Over 1,100 of you in here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button as well. And don't forget to download OneFootball in the description below. A man said, boom, Eddie. Not boom, Messi. Boom, Eddie. He's moving like a madman. Bissouma, what's the script? Yeah, he wants to come. He's an Arsenal fan. I think it will be a summer deal. I genuinely don't think Arsenal would put 30 million on the table in January. It sounds like we're short of cash, which you just never understand with Arsenal. They make so much money. But when it's time to spend, it's not always there. I said, can you imagine if Edu actually stuck to his word and actually got Messi to Arsenal? Well, maybe he knows something we don't. Messi at Arsenal, we can only dream. We actually tried to sign him. When we signed Cesc Fabregas, Arsene Wenger tried to sign him, but he rejected it. He obviously felt like he owed Barcelona a lot because Barcelona had paid for him to get that treatment that helped him grow. So, yeah, imagine if he'd came. Apparently, we tried to sign Gerard Piqué, Cesc Fabregas, and Lionel Messi. Obviously, we got Fabregas, not the other two. Big Riv says, proper show today. Yo, every day, bro, every day. Nah, but listen, good today. Every day, man. We try and improve every day. That's all we can do, you know. Maxwell said, bless up my G. Respect, bro. 1.1k watching. Listen, fantastic support, people. Really appreciate it. Hope you're all safe and well wherever you are in the world during lockdown. You know, it's a crazy time for everyone. And, you know, this content keeps us ticking over, gives us something to occupy ourselves. Barcelona gave him drugs. Yeah, man. They probably gave Messi something because he's too good, man. Noel says, nice show. Big up. Top 4 prediction. I would say, do you know what? I was saying Liverpool to win the league, but I don't know. I still think they're probably favourites, but I feel like Man City are causing them a problem. I feel like Liverpool can feel Man City creeping up, you know, up the table. Liverpool or City, probably still go Liverpool, but City are getting close. Man United 3rd, 4th, probably Tottenham, you know, I'm going to be honest. I don't think Chelsea will do it with Lampard in charge. I don't think we're going to get top 4. I think we've got too much work to do. I think probably Jose will nick top 4. Smash the likes, people. Come on. 500 likes so far. Over 1,100 of you in the chat. Can we hit that like button? Subscribe to the channel as well. I'm out of here shortly. Got in for 2 hours today, Curtis. Now I'm coming off shortly. As I said, big up everyone in the chat. I will be back on at 7:30. I'm going to do a watch along, Man United against Man City. I do want to expand the channel. I am going to do top 6 games now as well, not just Arsenal. So come and watch that. General football talk, a bit more laid back as well for Arsenal fans. We don't have to worry, man. You know what? I did the Man City Chelsea game the other day, and I realised how tense I am when I watch Arsenal games, because I was just watching that Chelsea game just laid back, like, yeah, I'm calm. Like, I just enjoyed the football. When I watch Arsenal, I'm tight, bro. I'm telling you. Leicester to sneak into the top 4, maybe. I just think with them, they rely on Vardy so heavily that, you know, it's difficult. If he gets one injury, I think they've got a big problem where, you know, United and I think they can cope with 1 or 2. And then said, Curtis, see you next time. Yeah, as I said, back tonight, 7:30. Back tomorrow at 2 p.m. for more Arsenal content for people who want to join in. Heavy said, catch you later for the derby. Big up, bro. I'm out of here, people. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back 7:30 for United City. I'll be back 2 p.m. tomorrow for more Arsenal content. And let's hope we can get rid of some of these, you know, players that we've needed to get rid of for a while. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button on the way out. Take care, everyone. Enjoy your day. Bless.